Hello everyone and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are covering a video on the Lucifer series, one of the most popular series, or was one of the most popular series on Netflix, and is actually one of my favorite shows because it mixes my favorite genre, action and like detective work, and that's why I actually really enjoyed this series. And as much as I obviously do sitcoms and all that, I decided maybe doing something a bit of different or out of my comfort zone would be a good thing. So that's why I've started off with Lucifer. Just out of this, if anyone's wondering about the Ahsoka video review, that will be coming out tomorrow, so do not worry about that. But without further ado, on with the video. Now, as we always do, I explain my opinion on like certain aspects of each season, starting off with season 1. Now, as I've said many times, but I'll say it one more time. As he has said many times in the series, he says that Lucifer left his job from being the Lord of Hell and took a vacation. Now, I really like this season because it shows how dark of a character he is. But when he meets Chloe, how he immediately changes his personality because he realized, oh yeah, humans are actually nice people. But it was really dark. And it was just what you would expect from this kind of show. But it was not to the extent that you actually from what we actually saw when it started. The way he acts kind of reflects the character he is, being the devil, and this also invokes a character arc that is formed within the whole 6 seasons. Now, and I do like detective shows, but this I didn't know about this series until my brother told me about it, which was that's when I started watching it. And I also so I already put myself in the good books when it was detective, and then other people said it was good, and it was on Netflix, so that's always a good sign, huh? Now, season 2 kind of shifted a dynamic. I want to say it shifted a dynamic, but it didn't almost. After Amenadiel and Lucifer make amends, Amenadiel reveals that someone has escaped hell, being their mother. It is also this season that Maze moves in with Chloe, I believe. And while there is not much conflict at first, they do become really happy within each other's company. I also like how Maze and Trixie get along really well in terms of friendship, and even she's supposed to be a babysitter, but even Maze, it kind of does open up character development for Maze, because Maze doesn't accept herself as a devil or as a demon, but Lucifer selfishly reminds her, but Trixie's appreciation makes her more accept her character. Lastly, the season also develops on Lucifer's relationship in general with other people. And more with families, who I'm talking about with his mum, but it also acceptance makes it easier on everyone else around him, including Maze, because in this season it's when Maze and him have a bit of a conflict about who's actually a nice person and who's not. Lucifer ends up being a jerk, but Maze tells him, and then he does make amends with Maze as well. So he has a lot of character arc in that sense, which makes a good series, to be fair. Good drama. Season 3, my favourite season of all time. There is no doubt about that, and that will never change. As its storyline was so well done, and in the sense of the storyline, it was a long time coming. You never saw it coming, though, if you get what I mean. It was constantly shown that Chloe didn't believe Lucifer was Lucifer was the devil. I thought it was an identity disorder, which is what his therapist diagnosed at first. Now, this didn't make sense at first, but the lore that was sprinkled in was with the Cain and Abel thing, and which was incredibly well put together. And I liked the Cain story. The Cain story was really good, and I liked the storyline up to the episode where he reveals that he is truly the devil to Chloe. Then there was the last 2 episodes of the season. Pointless, incredibly pointless. We get an episode to do with Lilith. Lilith, like before he became the devil, and then just in other episodes that literally none of them needed to apply. One of them is applied to a fan theory, but only that episode. Now I think that it should have ended up on that, and that it should have ended on that note of like him being mystery, and then ending, and then leading on to season 4, which would have had a very everyone that went was excited at that point would have been downgraded by the ending. So a lot of people wouldn't have gone back to season 4. But if they kept it like that, they would immediately want to go to season 4. The storyline through to that episode was impeccable. That's why it's probably my favorite. But the last 2 episodes were so pointless. I don't know why they exist, and they're not trying to be mean, but they had no tie. I mean, I thought like, okay, obviously this is going to be significant later on in the story. I mean, I do that with a lot of stuff. No, there was nothing that was significant in the future, which is why I do not understand why this is the case. But definitely my favorite season of that matter. Lucifer season 4. Now this actually season did perfectly flow with the end. Did perfectly with the ending of last season, as I explained, kind of. And again, we got introduced to more lore. But this season did present the audience with a new set of characters, Adam and Eve. Now I think that the romance element really shined through this season a bit more than it did than the last, and it really impacted Chloe and Lucifer, because Chloe was interested in Cain, and then it was all Lucifer got jealous, and then revealing it put a strain on that romantic element, but then that was reborn soon enough. And this season was actually really slow at first, but then the last 2 episodes were incredibly quick. Now, it did start to repeat itself at first, but we got more character development with characters like Dan, Trixie, and most importantly, Eve. Even though she was just introduced in that season, she had a lot of character development with she had the least character development when she was with Lucifer, and that's why I think another good thing is true. Lucifer was at Eve's safety net almost, and then when that safety net had to disappear, she was left all alone and had to cope better without him, and that's how she's the character she is today. And I think her character is really good. She is really independent. Now this is also where the demon storyline came in, and it only came in at the last with Father Kinley, which was and Lucifer showing himself as the one true devil with the whole wings and stuff, if you remember. But Father Kinley, the storyline with him and Chloe, I honestly didn't know what was going to happen. It's what are they going to do to Lucifer? That was a really good part of it. But then revealing them to be a demon, you were like, oh, well, that happened. So I do think it was a bit of an anticlimactic ending, but I do think the way that every demon came in and then the devil came in, it was good. And he also went back. He also went back to hell to become the king of hell once again, which that again is a character arc for Lucifer, which I think is another good because he would say I don't want to go back there, but he says he has to in order to keep peace from the demons escaping, and every other. And I like that character dynamic, because obviously again that puts a strain between Chloe and Lucifer, but then comes back in season 5. I believe so, season 5, in a very in again direct continuation, which is a good thing with this. Now, as I say, season 5. This was a very peculiar season, I will say that much. But I think that the storyline was actually very, very well put together. But it was very weirdly orchestrated, if you know what I mean. It was really weird. It was like a puzzle, but somehow was able to fit other pieces that didn't end up there. If you get what I mean, it kind of matches, but even though it's not the right piece. But I like how they introduced new characters into the season, like Michael and God, Lucifer's father, which obviously that's another thing that's been constantly flowing in this season. Like or in this series, he says he resents his father and all that, which also obviously brought a whole new family dynamic to the show, which is something that was actually missing. And it is also during the season that he actually finally accepts himself as the devil, and as like he's not. He is a devil, he is a demon, and that he is he wants to think of himself as immortally human, not actually as one of his just not like he doesn't like his actual origins, like with the name Samael. And then that acceptance also led to a true romantic relationship being formed between Chloe and Lucifer. Now, the saddest part of this season was when Dan died, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me cry. It was so sad, the way that it was so well put together in the sense of emotion. It was so sad, but so it's added such emotion to this. And the reason I hated it was because throughout the whole season you think Lucifer's dead, but he actually comes back. I mean, that's a given. And then it's the same with Chloe. Chloe dies and then comes back. So I thought the same was going to happen with Dan, and the worst part was when he didn't come back. But that's why I think that was really sad in that sense. Then the last season finally dropped, being season 6. Now, it was sad to see that this was the last season, because I was really invested in the show. But it had a good ending for the characters, and it was such an incredible ending, with the magical aspects that took place, such as the character arcs, for him becoming the new god or reborn something. I can't remember what it was. And was most importantly, it was having a child, Aurora. And now I honestly think that the actor was perfect for portraying both aspects of Lucifer and Chloe, because Chloe was is stubborn, and Lucifer can also be a bit reckless and hectic, and it was honestly a great actor for two very different people, and played both aspects very well. Now I also like how there was little nods to the first season, like the first ever scene, which was when he gives the cop money, and as a sense of nostalgia, and moreover the fact that this was the last season. And a lot of last seasons tend to do that. They'll have nods to the previous. Even in Brooklyn Nine-Nine they did that. In Big Bang Theory they did that. Yeah, so I think that's a good thing. But it was a very short season in terms of its storyline. But obviously we got more Dan. We did get Dan in this, but more as a ghost, which was very good, and less sad. Now, with the whole season covered, now let's cover the best part. The fan theories. Obviously, these are fan theories that are taken from various sources, and these are other people's opinions, not mine. So enjoy them, or enjoy each and every fan theory. Now, with a disclaimer, I have not read any of these ones. Now, Lucifer is a reborn Samael. Okay. In the show, Lucifer is sometimes referred to as Samael, and has made it known that he does not like that name. Yep. This may be because he isn't actually Samael, rather he is a reborn version of him. Samael was the true son of God, and it was shown that Lucifer doesn't have a good relationship with his father, and vice versa, up to a certain point, which makes sense considering he wasn't actually his own. This also affects the true meaning of why God appeared so late in season 5 to find Michael, and makes amends with his son after he worked in hell like Samael did. Oh, so it's like an adoption, not like adoption, but not God's son. I'm kind of confused. If it's a reborn, is it like Samael died and then came back as this form? I'm very confused. I need more context. Yeah. I mean, your reasoning's fine, but I don't know how this is a reborn Samael. It could just be Samael and that's the relationship dynamic, but why is this a reborn one? If you did write the theory, please let me know in the comments, because I need a bit more context, that's all. I do think it's a good theory, especially with the like family dynamic. Yeah, it is a good theory, just need a bit more context. Is Trixie the princess of heaven? Oh, wait, what? Okay. This is not so much a theory rather than just a statement in general, but how it works is that the princess is the daughter of the king and queen, which makes sense as in the case she is a true daughter of Chloe, who is the queen of heaven at this moment. So following that historical convention, it would make sense to think that Trixie is the princess of heaven. You could also think about this because Aurora stepped down and left the family, leaving Trixie next in line. Makes sense now, don't you think? Yep. Actually, that does make sense. I'd probably go the Aurora. It's not really said that Aurora does step down. I do think that's a bit of a. I don't know if that's right, but I do agree. Like, to be fair, in like that's how the king and queen dynamic works. The princess is the one. Yeah, that actually does check out. That checks out. Yep. Valid theory. I mean, it's a simple one. It is, as I say, yeah, it's not so much a theory. It is just like a statement. It is a weird thing to think about, because that, to be fair, that does work in the historical convention. Yes. Lilith is Chloe's mum. What? As we know, Lilith is Maze's mother, and it was never truly confirmed that she died, but she did say that she regretted leaving the rest of her children, including Maze. This could also mean that she never really left but could never confront her own daughter because of her disappointment, making perfect sense that she could take in physical form of Chloe's mother. Lucifer was very familiar around her, as if he truly knew who she was. Coincidence? I think not. I mean, she did have a bit of a odd side to Penelope, but I guess that kind of works. I don't know, actually. That's actually keeping me I don't know. That's actually a good theory. That's actually left me really confused, but I want to know more. That is a very good theory, and I do not know the answer. That is a good theory, and it like all of it checks out. I mean, obviously we know Chloe is actually a good, Chloe is very comfortable around Chloe's mother, making Maze and having Maze move in with Chloe was basically Penelope's, or Lilith in this case. It was a perfect match. So yeah, okay. This has got me thinking. Whoever wrote this, well done. I honestly, wow. Season 6 is a big time jump. Okay. Alright then. Between season 6 and season 5 and 6, it is weird to see that they have a child and that they are going up to become the new god. But that is weird how quickly that this happened. It would make sense to speculate that there was a big time jump between season 5 and 6, because it would explain that the normality of this. While this isn't significant, it is something that seems like it would be helpful to know. Again, while I know that while the child is from the future, in some way, shape or form, there has to be a big time jump for it to make sense. Yeah, I guess, but not to that exact extent. I do think probably had a time, say from season 5 to 6, probably maybe a year between the two, possibly, or maybe 6 months or something, but not like a massive time jump like 10 years, because obviously it's the only reason I say that is because it's Dan, because of how much she says in heaven. To be fair, that can be the case, because obviously time moves differently in hell, as which is commonly said. So I want that does actually to some extent sort of make sense, but not like a 10-year gap. I do think there's a time jump, maybe 6 months, the maximum 6 months, but yeah. How many fan theories are there? Okay, Father Kinley was hunting Michael. Oh. I'm curious now. Father Kingling was clearly the villain of season 4, and it was made the story more compelling when he started to meddle with Lucifer's personal life, making his arc as his villain much worse. While it was shown that he was a father, he was later shown to be the villain, but as we know, well, more like a demon from hell. Lucifer wasn't a bad person, but we know who someone was, being Michael in this sense. Father Kinley was talking of someone who has done bad things recently, which couldn't have been Lucifer, making the other obvious character Michael. Fair enough. Yeah, that actually checks out. The fact, like Michael was said, he was doing better. He was not being a responsible lord or something. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. But obviously, I think it was a demon. I think they would know who they were hunting, and obviously, there's a big scar to realize who's who. So there is that possibility, but I doubt it. I think they knew who they were hunting. But obviously, Lucifer doesn't have a good reputation anyway, so they wouldn't have seen his progress on Earth again. So they may be basing off the old Lucifer, which was bad. But yeah, I do. It's unlikely, but obviously it's still possible. But I do think it was actually Lucifer they were hunting, the old Lucifer, not the new Lucifer, who's actually a good person. Do we have another one? We do not. Okay. Well, everyone, that will be the end of today's video. I thought we'd have more fan theories, but yeah. Obviously, if you enjoyed the Lucifer series just as much as I do, please leave a comment below, and if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment what else you would like to see on the channel. And if that is all, name a show that you would like me to do an overview of, or that I've already watched or can watch entire, and I will get right to that. Now, without further ado, everyone, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.